9 equal 18. Colton, what do I do on this one? Yep, you got it. We're going to subtract 9 from each side. So basically then you have n plus 9 minus 9 on the left side equals 18 minus 9 on the right side. Okay? When we do the inverse operation, which the inverse of adding 9 is to subtract 9, when you do the inverse operation to both sides, you still have an equivalent equation. On the left side, the plus 9 and the minus 9 cancel, leaving me with n is equal to 18 minus 9 is what? 9. Okay? So a fairly simplistic little problem there. I want you to do 2 and 3 on your own. Do them quickly. I'm going to give you about a minute. They're done just exactly the same way that one's done. While you're doing that, your test will be on Monday. So on Monday, February 2nd is when your test will be. We'll get through this worksheet as quickly as we can, and you'll have it to take home to help study for the test. We will not do all the problems on this sheet. Do you have a question, Tayshawn, or are you done? Okay, hang on just a second. All right, number 2. Number 2 says y plus 13 equal negative 17. Okay? Cameron, what'd you get? Y equal negative 30. That is correct. Here is y. We're going to take y plus 13, and we're going to subtract 13. Then we have equals negative 17, and we're going to subtract 13. Okay, on the left side, the 2 cancel out, leaving me with y. Then we have negative 17, change subtraction to addition. Do the opposite of positive 13, which is negative 13. When you have 2 negative signs, you add them together. When you have 2 negative signs, you add them together, so that's y is equal to negative 30. Yes, Lily?
How come we didn't do that to the first one?
Because the first one we were up here because the 18 is bigger than the 9, and you don't have to do it that way. The 18 is positive, and it's bigger than the 9, so you don't have to change the subtraction to addition. You can change the subtraction. In other words, I can take this right here and make it 18 plus negative 9. Well, 18 plus negative 9, I have to do the absolute value of those 2 numbers, which is 18 minus 9, which is 9. Larger absolute value is positive, so it's a positive 9. But there's not any rules to take negative 17 minus 13 without changing it to addition. There's no way to do that problem. All right, number 3. Quade, what did you get for number 3? C equal 4. That is correct. Okay, anybody not understand how you get 4 on that one before I move on? Isaiah? That's fine. Same thing. Yeah. C equal 4 and 4 equal C, that's fine. Same answer. Trinity?
How do you know if it's like non-negative or positive?
Do what now?
Like, how do you know like if it's not negative or
Are there any negatives in that problem?
I don't know.
Okay, then it can't be negative. But you just have to remember the rules. Remember the rules are, when you're adding a positive and a negative, you keep the sign of the larger absolute value. When you're adding two negatives, it's always negative. When you're adding two positives, it's always positive. Now, in a minute, when we get down to the multiplication, that's going to be different because the rule is different there. So number 3 is C equal 4. All right, I'm going to skip number 4, and we're going to go to number 6. So I'm skipping 4 and 5. I will give you the answers. 4 is negative 20, and 5 is 0.2. So you can work those over the weekend and get to those answers. Number 6. Number 6 says negative 5.1 is equal to x minus 14.2. Okay? All right. So, first thing I do here, the problem is reversed. In other words, we're used to being the x on the left side instead of the right side. Doesn't change anything. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go x minus 14.2 plus 14.2. And on the left side, I'm going to negative 5.1 plus 14.2. Okay, so here's the new stuff. Brandon, stop. Use it to write with. There's the new stuff. We did it the same on both sides, so it's still equivalent. Over here on the right side, they cancel each other out. On the left side, I have negative 5.1 plus 14.2 equal x. Okay, well, I have a positive and a negative. So I have to take the absolute value of those two numbers and subtract them. So 14.2 minus 5.1. That gives me a 1. Borrow from that, make it 0, make that 14, make that 9.1. The larger absolute value is positive, so we bring it down, so we have a positive 9.1 is equal to x. Or x equal 9.1 is the same expression. Okay, any questions on that? All right, let's look at 7. Number 7 says 9s equal 27. 9s equal 27. So what do I have to do here, Tayshawn? Is it negative 27? Yeah, negative 27. Tayshawn, what do I have to do? Okay, we're going to divide by 9 to both sides. So, I'm going to take it right here, divide it on the left side, it cancels. Now, remember, negative 27 over 9. Negative 27 over 9 is just an improper fraction that we have to change, either to a mixed number or a whole number. This particular case, it's going to be a whole number because I can divide 9 into 27. 9 goes into 27 how many times? 3 times. Okay? S is equal to negative 3. Now, the reason it is negative is because when we multiply or divide by one negative sign, doesn't matter what it's with, if we multiply or divide by one negative, the answer is negative, no matter what. All right, let's look at number 8. Number 8 says negative 3t is equal to negative 9. Negative 3t equal negative 9. Okay, so what do I do here, Jacob? 3? There you go. Thank you. You divide by negative 3 to both sides. So negative 3 into negative 3 cancels, giving me 1, leaving me with the t. Negative 9 divided by negative 3. 3. And it is positive 3 because of the two negative signs. Okay? Number 9. 3/4 x is equal to 12. Now, who can tell me? We talked about this the other day. Talked about it several times this year. When I have a fraction in front of the variable, what do I do to solve the equation? Brandon? Sort of. It's not what I'm looking for. Levi? Yes. You multiply both sides of the equation by the reciprocal. So I have 3/4 x equal 12, and here's what I do. I take and multiply by 4/3 to the left side and to the right side. Anytime you have a fraction in front of a variable, you do divide. It is dividing, but once you get down to the final few steps, it's multiplication by the reciprocal. And so instead of doing all the first little 1, 2 steps, we just take it directly to the reciprocal, multiply both sides by the reciprocal. It cancels on the left side, leaving me with x. And then that gives me 3 into 3 goes once, 3 into 12 goes 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16 over 1. So x is equal to 16. All right. All right. I want you to do number 10. Number 10 by yourself. Give you a minute. Number 10 by yourself. Quit doodling. All right. All right, negative 5/7 x equal 5. Same thing here as we just did. You've got to multiply by negative 7/5 times negative 5/7, x equal 5 times negative 7/5. On the left side, the two 7s cross cancel, the two 5s cross cancel, leaving me with x. Over on the right side, 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 5 once, and that would be 1 times negative 7 over 1 times 1, which is negative 7. All right, x equal to negative 7. Okay, let's look at number 11. Number 11 is a little bit different. Number 11 says 30 times b is equal to 5. Okay? We solve it the same way. When you're multiplying, you divide. So I divide both sides by 30. Cancels on the left side, leaving me at b. The difference on the right side is 5 over 30 is a proper fraction. So if I give you 5 over 30, what does 5 over 30 reduce to? 5 over 30 reduces to 6? 1/6. My bad. B is equal to 1/6. Okay, the reason why, we simply divided the top and the bottom by 5 to reduce it. And so B is equal to 1/6 would be your answer. Now, if we show it like this, x over 6 equal 12. Okay, x over 6 equal 12. We take and multiply both sides by 6. They cancel on the left side, leaving me with x is equal to what? 72. Now, let's look at the two-step equations. 13, 9y plus 4 equal negative 14. Okay? To solve two-step equations, you must do the addition and subtraction first, then the multiplication and division. So, 9y plus 4 minus 4 equals negative 14 minus 4. On the left side, they cancel, leaving me with 9y equals. Now, this, because of the negative, has to change to plus a negative 4. Negative 14 plus negative 4 is negative 18. Divide by 9, divide by 9. So that makes y equal to what? Negative 2. So try number 14 on your own. 14 says 2x plus 5 equal 11. All right. So, what'd you get, Cameron? 3? No. Yeah, that's right. All right. 2x plus 5 minus 5 equals 11 minus 5. That gives us 2x is equal to 6. Divide by 2, divide by 2, x is equal to 3. Okay. Yeah. Because I'm dividing both sides by 2. Huh? Why? If I put 6 times, hush. If I do this, this is multiplication. So the inverse of multiplication is division. The reason I have to do that is because if I take 2 times 2 to both sides, 2 times 2 is what? No, 2 times 2. Okay, 4x. I haven't got the x by itself. The only way I can get the x by itself is to do that step right there, divide it by 2. 2 goes into 2 one time, so x is by itself. That's why I'm dividing and not multiplying. If I multiply, I'm still left with 4x equal 12. I haven't got x by itself, so I can't solve it at that point. So we're not doing that. That's why we have to divide. Okay? All right. Number 15. Negative 7b minus 7 equal negative 42. Okay? First step would be to do what, Brandon? Sit up. Yep. Add 7 to both sides. So 7b minus 7 plus 7 equal negative 42 plus 7. Okay. Cancels here. It gives me negative 7b is equal to, what is negative 42 plus 7, Treston? What? Negative 42 plus 7. $35. Focus here, not here. Now, what do I do next, Jesse? Right, divide by negative 7 to both sides. So I divide by negative 7 here and on the right side. The left side cancel out, leaving me with b. 35 divided by negative 7 is negative 5. All right. The answer to number 16 is 2. The answer to 17 is negative 81. Number 18. $15 is on the board. No. All right, 3/8x minus 14 equal 10. Okay. 3/8x minus 14 plus 14 equals 10 plus 14. The minus 14 and the adding 14 cancel, leaving me at 3/8x equals 24. Now to solve that, I've got to do the reciprocal. 8 over 3 times 3/8 x equal 24 times 8 over 3. Be 8 over 1 times 8 over 1. X is equal to what? Okay. Number 19. Jesse, what would the equation be for number 19? No. Levi. No, there's no parentheses in this one. Tayshawn? No. Brandon? Yes. 7 minus 2x equal 11. It says twice the number subtracted from 7. Okay? Then you have to solve it. Okay? When you solve that, you're going to get -2. So you need to solve that one on your own. 20 I'm going to let you do on your own. 21 through 25, input-output table. Okay, input-output table, y is equal to 2x plus 10. And they give you the input-output table. I'm just going to draw the line here. Here's your x and your y. Then they say -4, then they say -2, then 0, then 2, then 4. So they want you to plug in these values, y equal 2 times -4 plus 10. I plugged in this value for the x. What is 2 times -4? -8. -8 plus 10. 2. Okay. You have 8 negatives, 10 positives. The negative and positives cancel each other out. You have 2 positives left. Then you have y equal 2 times -2 plus 10. So that's -4 plus 10. What is -4 plus 10? 6. Then you have y equal 2 times 0 plus 10. Y would be equal to 2 times 0, which is 0, plus 10. Y is equal to 10. And then you need to do the last two on your own. Okay? You can obviously see the pattern there. Now, 27. Okay? What's the function rule for that input-output table? Gabby? Okay, so what is the function rule? Yeah, you remember we just got to do it this way. You're right. Just got to be listed as 5x. Okay? So that is the function rule. That is the answer to what we're looking for. Okay? You're going to do number 28 on your own. Okay? 26 you're going to do on your own. And the answer to it is 10, so you got to figure out how they come up with 10 on number 26. Okay? Your test is Monday. Okay? Please study the review sheet. Okay? Please study the review sheet. When you come in Monday, you just need a pencil. Don't bring anything else in. All right? You do not have any homework except to study for test number 1 over solving equations. Sit. You may go.